Daniel is the IBM, it's a mouthful here as I talked to you before about this, is the IBM Professor of Regulation and Competitive Practice in the Department of Managerial Economics and Decision Sciences at the Kellogg School of Management, and is also a director of the Ford Motor Company Center of Global Citizenship. In addition, he holds facility appointments at the Department of Political Science and the Department of Linguistics and the School of Law, all at Northwestern University. Wow, you're quite educated, I see.
Well, I'll have to spread my time pretty thinly, but it's great to be engaged with all these activities.
First off, just as we get started, what is reputation management? What does that mean to people?
I think what it means right now is, Phil's comment, I think, embodied that very nicely, is that there's a sense today that much more of your business models, whether you're small or large, are really based on maintaining a close connection with your customers and other stakeholders as well. Trust is something that's becoming increasingly important when we think about business success, and many more business models are based on that. And what people are realizing is that it's not enough just to provide a great experience or a great level of service to your customers, but that what's really critical is what others are saying about you. That more and more that this is driving how people think about you, how they relate to you, and whether you're going to be successful in the long run. So what we see then is the shift from a focus that's primarily focused on customer experience, and that will still be important. That's critical. But we have this broader issue of engagement now where I have to worry about what other people are saying about me and how that's shaping of how I'm being viewed in the marketplace and beyond.
Interesting you bring up how people are the perception and stuff. Obviously, with the internet, social media, everything like that, today versus even 5-10 years ago is a completely different world. What's your take on how social media has really impacted this?
Yes, I think so. Social media has had a big impact, and there are a couple of consequences from that. The first thing is that I used to work in this area I've been working in this area for a few years now, and it used to be that I would work with like a small company or somebody who was in a fairly technical part of the B2B space, and they would say, it's nice what you're talking about, but I don't really have to worry about this because I'm not in the spotlight. I'm not in the media spotlight. And with the rise of social media, everybody now has to have a reputation management strategy. Literally, if you're running the restaurant next door, or you're a dentist in Chicago, you have a reputation management challenge. So that's number one, is that everybody really has to engage with that. And we know that everybody from customers to investors to potential employees are utilizing the media now to form an expectations and a perception about their future supplier or company they work for, or whatever it is. So that's number one. The second point is that this is particularly true if you have a kind of fairly strong presence there, is that social media moves very fast. We see like the media cycle has contracted anyway. That's in part due to 24 news channels and all of that good stuff. But with the advent of the social media, things have moved even faster. Now, what that means is that if you find yourself in the spotlight, the time you have to react and to leave a positive impression with your audience has dramatically shrunk, even from just a couple of years ago. So the ability to be quick, resilient, and to have capabilities in place to handle that, especially for companies that are exposed and where trust is a critical component of their business success, is much more important than it was. And then the last one is, one thing that social media has also facilitated is that as companies now, we have to worry a whole variety of more issues than we ever had to worry about. Just a recent example, this collapse in the factory in Bangladesh has raised issues over building safety, but they of course were brought home instantaneously to large companies that have been their suppliers. And so that's an issue that you may not have thought maybe even a few months ago as being of the top of the agenda for the leadership of a Walmart or of a Disney, but now it is. So that last point is something where you see the combination of globalization and a more intense media environment. All of that has increased the risk for companies.